pay respects to their elders, past and present, and also pay respect to the emerging leaders that are in the room today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Peter Maddock and I'm your local councillor for Paddington Ward, and it's a great honour to be here for me as well. Can I also acknowledge the traditional owners of this land upon which we meet and pay my respects to elders past and present? And can I give a big shout out to all of these wonderful people that have made today possible. Pastor Sam, Village Church, all of the different helpers, all of the stall holders. You have created an amazing experience. You know, in this time when we get close to Christmas, the most beautiful time of the year, community and coming together is so important for all of us. And the work that the Village Church has done is absolutely invaluable. They are such an important part of our community, and for me it's a great pleasure to be able to work with them. And so I'd like to very much wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and please enjoy the carols tonight. Thank you.
Hello, so I'll be reading for us the Bible. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinus was governor of Syria, and everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them.
Joy to the world, the Lord shortly. Well, it is so wonderful. We are thrilled to be here again for another year of our Kelvin Grove community carols and Christmas markets. It is so wonderful to be able to come together as friends, as family, as a neighborhood to spread some Christmas cheer. My name is Mitchell. I'm one of the community leaders that helps to look after Village Church right here in Kelvin Grove, and I'll be our MC for tonight. Now this year, we have a very special program planned, because this year, our theme for the carols is Renovate. Take a look at the screen.
Welcome to Kelvin Grove. 祝我们的 Kelvin Grove.
欢迎来到 Kelvin Grove.
Bienvenidos a Kelvin Grove.
Amigos Kelvin Grove.
Welcome to Kelvin Grove Village. Kelvin Grove Village, as you know, is the heart of the city of Brisbane. Every week we have between 80,000 and 100,000 people going through Kelvin Grove Village. Every day, 15 to 20,000 people are walking through Kelvin Grove. And right at the heart of Kelvin Grove is the Exchange. The Exchange is our local community hub. It's been here in Kelvin Grove for the last 10 years. Every week we have roughly 500 people who come through the hub here at the Exchange. We have mums and toddlers coming in to meet together and to support one another. We have young students coming in for homework clubs. We have knitting classes. We have conversation classes. We also have a community meal which brings the community together to share a meal. We have a very own community choir that meets here. We have art classes. We have tech clinics and kids math clinics and so many other different things that we run here at the Exchange.
All of those different groups are supported by this kitchen, but this kitchen, unfortunately, is not able to support the growing needs of our community. And so this Christmas, we are hoping to raise money to try and transform this kitchen into a commercial kitchen, transform this wall into a servery where we can better support people in our community. We hope that from this kitchen we'll be able to prepare more meals, we'll be more effective at supporting the community. And so this Christmas, we're asking you to give back to your community, back to the Kelvin Grove community, so that we might better serve our community for the next 10 years.
Well, isn't that great? We are thrilled. We're so excited to be able to partner with the Exchange here in Kelvin Grove this Christmas because of all that they do to be able to love and serve and support our community. So, if you would like to consider giving to the Christmas Appeal this year, and I would encourage you to at least consider it, you can head to that webpage on the screen behind me, gofundme.com/theexchangekitchen, or else you can find those details on the back of your program. Well, not only do we have the opportunity this Christmas to help transform our community here in Kelvin Grove, we've also invited along our good friend Nat Kars, who has the privilege of seeing the lives of young people transformed through the work that he does. You see, Nat is a chaplain at the Youth Detention Center, and what started off as running a few hip-hop workshops throughout the year has flourished into a full-time position where he's able to get alongside the young people, be able to listen to their stories, help them overcome their struggles, and see their lives transformed. We're going to be hearing a little bit about that in a few minutes, but for now, I'd like to invite Nat up because he's going to perform a spoken word for us called The Search of One Wise Man. And after that, we'll get the tunes going again with our local urban village people choir. But for now, could we please warmly welcome Nat to the front? Now, brother, whenever you're ready, take it away.
The search of one wise man. Can't even turn the mic on. I used to think I was fortified till the enemy stormed inside. See, I'm well informed in life, still I'm torn by all these lies. Call me wise, yet I'm lacking fundamentals. I'm seeking home base, but count surfing in this rental space. My mental state, man, it's frail, like a bent old gate. Man, I pen a page with words to disintegrate, slave to the waves of the world. Yo, I sense my grave, eh? Pave the way, give me answers that'll save. God, sick advances in this life, I'm sick of living off these chances, see. I thought the ground was firm where I planted, but it lacked. The soil black, lacked nutrition, so my branches snapped. Damned if that be the place in which I stand. God, can you teach your son about the ways of the land? Cause I'm sus on my heart, bruss. I can see my sin flow like a poison dart does. 10 ago, my dad departed. That's what started this embarkment, acting like a marksman. Actually, more like a lonely sergeant, marching to the music on guitar strings. I used to lose it when I harbored on my own strength. But see, God changed everything. I'm now mature, dancing land through the sandstorms. See, I was in a constant battle, and every day I begin again, like in a saddle, travel ridden, hidden, forbidden lands. Depending on decisions, I would witness a sinner man. Or if I'm holding on to faith, I'm following the Spirit's hand. God, you save me from the darkest space, last place, heartache, and put an end to my car chase. These last days, I see them everywhere I look, but I see the truth staring in your book. No comparing, I was hooked. Replace my face mask. Father God, I pray hard, give me straight paths like a rook and take charge, and he did. He gave me faith. So now I dedicate my days, I educate my very ways and meditate on what he say. No more fear of death. I thank God and men for sowing seeds, because even though I'm weak, I'm born again. God's growing me. Even when it's hard and all I want to do is lay, I raise my eyes in the dark, God, and see you paving out the way. And even though outwardly I'm wasting away, inwardly, through your love, we're being renewed day by day. God, you stepped into this world and you extended out your hand. Forgiveness, love, and sacrifice offered through your Son, Jesus, born of Bethlehem.
Reading from the Bible in Luke chapter 2. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby, wrapped in clothes, and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly hosts appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men on whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning the child, concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told.
Manger.
how good was the community choir? How they flipped it up and you read those lyrics and you're just nodding going, yeah, that's my family party. The only incorrect one was we were taking bubbles off there, so we weren't giving it to her. But yeah, fantastic. Hey, I wasn't even going to use notes tonight, but I heard myself speak the other day and I realised if I'm going to stick to a couple of minutes and stay on track, then I'm going to write some stuff down. But yeah, something I want to share with you guys tonight. It's interesting, I get invited into heaps of different spaces and places to do hip-hop, to do rap, and to also share the story of the Bible. One of those places up here you're going to see is Brisbane Youth Detention Centre. There's Sam McGowan fitting in there right on the end, as you can see. That's actually a graffiti mural we did for NAIDOC Week, and also went in there and ran a church service as well. But, you know, we run church services in there. We sit down one-on-one with young people, we read the Bible, we pray, we talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in their life, because obviously they're facing some huge things, some huge questions in life. And as I talk about that, you might say, you know, what would someone in prison want to do at church? Like, what's going on there? But the truth is, it's actually this free, I suppose you call it a spiritual program, this free program is the most attended program in youth detention. And I think it's because, you know, behind those bars you have people who are searching. You have people who are trying to work things out. The kind of questions of how did I even get here, as you can imagine. People wanting rest in life. Some people are wanting to find answers that can bring peace and opportunities for change, as you can imagine, and to make things right as well. And you know what? It's been incredible to see some young people find that change that they didn't even think was possible. It's been amazing. But this faith stuff, you know, you hear hip-hop and all that and you think, oh yeah, youth. But I want to challenge you on that tonight. And look, I've been invited into workplaces, I've been invited into business meetings where people had suits on, all this kind of stuff. My favourite gig I've ever done is compare a retirement village. So, just to show I'm not a compulsive liar, here's an email I got. Nice to talk to you on the phone. I know that Betty and the other residents will be really interested in your work and a bit of hip-hop. This is dead set the only email in all of Hotmail history that I have that has Betty and hip-hop in the same thing. I love it. On this next picture, I'm going to back up the photo. So I'm not just going to leave it there for the email. Here's me actually rapping, and there's Betty. Right at the front, just on the left-hand side, Betty's actually my nana. Not the one I was talking about, the bubbles. So she's actually here tonight. You know what? They reckon, you know, people say, you know you've had a really good gig when it takes the crowd ages to clear out. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it took them all over. But look, seriously, these women, these ladies had so many questions about hip-hop, about rap, about God, and about how all this stuff even fits together. They were so interested the whole time. It was about an hour and a half. Not one of them fell asleep, just listened to the whole thing, listened to what I had to say, listened to the lyrics, had heaps of questions, and they wanted answers. You know, they were searching to make sense of all this. And you know, I think, like, when you sort of think about Christmas Story, 2,000 or so years ago, you read about these fellas that are on a journey, a bunch of wise men, if you've read it. Dusty dirt roads of Bethlehem, step by step, as they seek answers in life. And I want to put this out there. I want to be a bit bold and put this out there. And I say, you know, I don't think things have changed. Whether you're a young kid looking up at the sky, at the stars, whether you're a young person in youth detention looking out the bars, whether you're a uni student studying whatever it is that you're studying, whether you're here tonight as well, whether you're a grandma that loves hip-hop in retirement villages, whatever it is, I think we're actually all on a search. I think sometimes we can push this stuff to the side, can't we? We can pretend it doesn't matter, push it to the side and keep going forward. But the truth is, at other times, I think we need answers to whatever it is we're facing. These big life impacting questions. Things like, why are we even here? Now, what really fulfills me? What brings me joy? What's my purpose? I'm struggling with that one. What is it? How can I really, really change? How can I experience change? And one especially for the elderly in that photo is what happens next. Such a huge question. Now, on the spectrum of a young kid in juvie and an elderly lady who might be frail in bed, I don't think there's like a lot of inspirational messages or fridge magnet quotes or things like that speak evenly and deeply and in a fulfillment kind of way into all those people's lives. I don't think there's one message that speaks right into it, but once again, I want to be bold and say that I reckon the Christmas message does. In fact, I reckon it speaks into the life of whoever hears it. Now, I heard that Mitch said Village Church is going to be transforming this community kitchen, and I absolutely love it. I love the idea. You saw the kitchen, you saw the picture of it. To take something old and to renovate it and transform it and to make it new, I think it's incredible and it's beautiful. But even more than that, I think it's actually an incredible illustration of what God does in those who trust Him and who follow Him. Have a look at this Bible verse. This Paul fella, he wrote it in the New Testament. Now, if you read about this guy, he's been through a lot. And he says this, therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. That's huge, isn't it? We don't lose heart. Outwardly we're wasting away, yet inwardly we're being renewed day by day. So I had a few minutes to write a talk here tonight. I found that really challenging because the truth is I've got no idea where everyone's at. I've got no idea where everyone is at. You know, some people here probably put their Christmas tree up on November the 30th, which is internationally a day too early. You're laughing, you probably did that. A day too early. And for others, you know, Christmas is just another month. It can be a time of celebration and family for some, and for others it can be a reminder of past regrets and hurts, and sometimes it can be all this stuff at once if we're going to be truthful with ourselves. For me personally, this is the 15th Christmas without my dad, who was my best mate, who I love so much. And so each Christmas I find it just, it's hard. But then also for me, my little girl Maya, she's 3 years old. And whenever we drive past a house and there's like a reindeer on the roof, or if she sees presents, she hates Santa, she can't stand Santa, but she just gets it. But anything else, like the presents and the lights and all that stuff, to see her enjoy that just brings me so much joy. It's incredible. See, I reckon the truth of the message, I want to share the truth of this message of why we even celebrate Christmas, is because it's the good news that God stepped into His creation. God stepped into His creation to bring rest, to bring restoration, to bring real hope to people like you and me, wherever we're at. It's the news that through Jesus, God transforms people. Like the kitchen we talked about, makes them new. Out with the old, in with the new, as they say. God changes hearts. He relieves anxieties that we thought were not even possible. He brings hope and forgiveness to anyone who hears and believes. Through Jesus, God has shown us His hand stretched out to come and take it and to step into a good relationship with Him. The Christmas message. So, my prayer for everyone here in this room this Christmas, in between the lunches, dinners, every other meal you create, amongst all the present opening, trying to avoid conversations with one of your dodgy uncles, probably Tony. I pray, sorry Tony if you're in the room, I pray, this is what my prayer is, I pray that you would experience a brief time in amongst all this craziness, that you would experience a time where you stand there and you reflect and you realise what the truth of this message is and what it means for you. And I pray it has a deep and a profound impact on you and your heart. I think we're going to continue with some music now. Got the band coming back up. I'm going to pass it to you guys.
tonight. We are so thankful and grateful for all of you for being able to come out and join us tonight. As I mentioned at the start, I'm one of the leaders that helps to look after Village Church here in Kelvin Grove. But I'd like to call up another one of our pastors, Pastor Sam McGowan. Come on down, would you please? Warmly welcome Sam. Keep it going.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
This is Sam. Now, no doubt if you live in the neighborhood, you've already met Sam McGowan. But we were just thinking, if anybody here wanted to keep the Christmas celebrations going, then we would love to invite you along to Christmas at Village Church. See, we meet every Sunday just one lecture room over in N Block, every Sunday morning and Sunday evening. And in 2 weeks' time, the 22nd of December, we're throwing a special Christmas Sunday. We'll sing some more carols together, hear some people's stories, and I'll be giving a short talk called How Can I Be Happy This Christmas? But Sam, what's happening on Christmas Day, 25th of December?
Christmas Day at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're having our Christmas breakfast. Lots of people in Kelvin Grove wake up on Christmas morning and they think all the shops are going to open. We'll be able to come out and eat something in the shops and have some brekkie on Christmas morning. Unfortunately, the shops are closed on Christmas morning, so we have breakfast from 8 o'clock. We have pancakes. We might even have an Irish breakfast this year. You never know. Have some stuff at breakfast, and we have the community together down in Caraway Street, where all the restaurants are. We meet there at 8 o'clock, from 8 o'clock to 10 a.m. Christmas morning. Please come. Heaps of people come. Come and celebrate Christmas morning. Get Christmas off. Do a good start. For those of you who are going off for lunch and dinner, please come and start the morning with us and meet with the community. Have breakfast together. Get the Christmas day off. Be a good start.
Well, brilliant. There you have it. You can find all those details in the back of your program. So please come and say good day to us this Christmas. Sam, you can take a seat. Thank you so much. Well, otherwise, for the rest of us here tonight, please go out and enjoy the markets. We're still open for another hour. So if you got your heart set on that special gift, that special someone, do not leave before picking it up. Or if you are just ready to chill, if you're like that warning that keeps coming up, temperature warning, and you just want to chill out, put your feet up, head to our Carols After Party just on the front lawn, just outside these doors. There'll be live music, free iced chocolate, and tea. A chance just to enjoy the lights and enjoy the night. Okay? So, say good day to your neighbor, consider giving to the Christmas Appeal, and have yourselves a very Merry Christmas. And hey, Kelvin Grove, we love you guys. See you next year. Merry Christmas.
Ha ha ha.